With me in the studio, Brian Woods, the classical music... Brain freeze! The classical musical director of the World Chess Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Brian, as we were getting on show, I just had to ask you, are there competitions in piano somewhat similar in chess? Do you guys go to tournaments?
There's a lot of crossover in terms of the competitive world. Yeah, absolutely. So there are major international piano competitions, and they hold very much the same weight as would a chess competition similar to the Cairns Cup. So for instance, the largest one I would say in the United States is the Van Cliburn competition, which takes place in Texas. And you get first prize in this competition and you're set for some time. Similar with the Tchaikovsky competition that has taken place in Russia, and other competitions, Queen Elizabeth competition that takes place in Belgium. These are very big piano competitions that really can launch a lot of young careers in a very exciting way.
How cool is that? Great.
Yeah,
but we have questions for you.
Yes, we do. So what is it like attending a World Series concert at the World Chess Hall of Fame?
Yes, of course. The World Chess Hall of Fame Music Series is one of the things we're most proud of the Music Series, not just the quality of the music that we present, but also the space. Being at the World Chess Hall of Fame, you're in this incredible space surrounded by so much incredible chess memorabilia and these exhibits that celebrate the greatest excellence in chess. You're also getting to hear these incredible performances from Opera Theater of St. Louis, from the St. Louis Symphony, from soloists in the area, and internationally renowned soloists. These things are really a unique sort of concert experience that you only get to experience at the World Chess Hall of Fame.
Because it's a very interesting combination, music and chess, right?
Yeah, I always say, I feel like a broken record because I keep saying the same thing over and over, but I just think there's such a overlap between what musicians do and what chess players do, just in terms of the mental process, in terms of the amount of focus required, the idea that, the game is the same, the music is the same, but there's endless possibilities. Every game is different, every performance is different, everything is so spontaneous and so immediate in live performance as it is in a chess game. So I hear so many, or I see so many relationships between music and chess. It just seems like the perfect place for a music series at the World Chess Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
When I think of mathematicians and music and chess, I think prodigies. Were you a prodigy?
I don't think so. I think if you asked my teachers growing up, I probably didn't practice quite enough, or as much as I could have. It really was later in life that I got really excited about performing. I think maybe similar to young chess players, parents don't always know, what is this going to be? How is this going to turn into something?
The reason I asked you is because we have a clip, right, Joe?
Oh my,
yes,
really?
Yes, we have a clip of you performing on the piano, so let's take a look.
And just tell us what you're performing.
I can't quite tell. I think I'm playing some Chopin there, from what I can tell. Yes, that's Chopin. Chopin's First Ballade, which I'll actually be playing again next week on the series. This piece is featured on my first album that is coming out next month.
Wow.
So the performance that I'm playing next week, which is called Constellations, it is all about music and nature and the night sky, and how artists were inspired by parts of our natural world to create beautiful pieces of art. It is a celebration of that relationship between art and nature, as well as celebrating, some of these incredible projects we've had going on at the World Chess Hall of Fame.
And I can see your fingers just moving incredibly quickly. How much practice is involved?
It just depends on seasons of time. When you're working on a big project like I am with some of these upcoming performances, you're practicing maybe 6 hours a day, putting in that time, starting from warming up in the morning to, getting to your repertoire throughout the day. Other times when you're traveling and touring, as I often do, you only get maybe an hour or two just to brush up those things that you need to have polished for the next performance. But it's a luxury that I'm able to have right now, to be able to spend so much time practicing, and so I like to not take that for granted and spend as much time with the instrument as I can.
Yeah. And you mentioned the music series concert. Who will be performing during the next months?
Well, as I said, I'm playing next week. This program, Constellations, that I'm playing on Thursday the 27th is really an exciting one. We also have a contemporary concert taking place on Wednesday the 26th, featuring Dave Grohl's Playadors. They are a fantastic vocal group that is going to be really stunning, and it's this really a great contrast of music we're going to be
Hottest
having.
tickets in St. Louis because you
Absolutely.
can't get in. They're sold out.
Well, I must
hang on a
say,
second.
we've sold out essentially every concert this season, and it's been a really wonderful thing that you can't get a seat, and it's a very good problem to have.
Right,
I can assure
right.
you. But I think a lot of this is just an exciting thing that Rex and Jeannie Cairns Singfield have created, not just at the St. Louis Chess Campus for chess, but also because, I mean, they're some of the biggest music lovers that I know. I have not encountered people who enjoy music quite as much as they do. And so what they have created here, it's thanks to their generosity and vision that we've been able to put on these incredible sold-out concerts.
And you mentioned that the tickets were sold out.
Yeah.
Is it possible to watch online?
Yes, so we do a live stream of our concerts on both YouTube and on Facebook. These are streamed all over the world, available for anyone who would like to watch the concerts live, but also they do stay up on YouTube for those who would like to go back and watch our catalog of performances. So I would encourage everyone to check out the World Chess Hall of Fame YouTube to see all the incredible concerts we've been having over at the World Chess Hall of Fame.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. And can you tell us about your album that's coming out?
Oh,
soon?
sure. Why not?
Wow, why not?
I know. Twist my
5%
arm.
discount. Friends and family.
Yeah, well, I was very, as an American with a lot of international relationships, because being in classical music, you do have a lot of, as with many chess players do, a lot of international connections. I was really, really touched by my friends coming out of the situation in Ukraine.
Okay.
And a lot of my artistic endeavors were sort of coming to grips with this, sort of as artists tend to do. We create to sort of cope with things that are going on internationally. So I created this album, it's called Wanderings, and it's all about musicians who have been displaced by acts of violence, by war. Chopin being one of the most famous ones in the classical music community. He had to leave his homeland of Poland at a very early age, and he spent most of his life writing that he regretted not being able to go back. So I recorded the complete of those Chopin ballades, as you saw in the video that we just played, and some pieces by women composers, which is a great time for during the Cairns Cup to be celebrating female talent. And I can't wait for that album to be out on July 12th, excuse me, and you can learn more about it at my website, which is brianwoodspianist.com.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us
Thanks for
in the
having me.
studio.
Absolutely.
And it was fascinating to hear your thoughts about music and chess and
Sure.
how you enjoy watching Alice Lee play.
Of course. Oh, I love Alice Lee. She's so fun to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's take a look at our standings.